Do you know who Candace Owens is?
No. Of course I know who she is.
We did a video on I forgot which video it was, but I told you there's nothing more attractive than a smart woman.
Yeah. No, she's very smart.
Not only smart, she's pretty.
She's
That's like
pretty
a double,
she's
you
pretty
know,
and
whammy
smart.
right there.
Yeah. And because she's smart, she looks even more beautiful. It amplifies her beauty, basically. The inner beauty amplifies the outer beauty.
I've seen women that were basically like I don't want to put a number, but let's say they were above average, a little bit above average.
Right.
And
Like
the
a
fact
6.
that they were extremely smart and humble, it booked them to like a 8.
Yeah. Big time.
You know what I mean? Done a reaction, I think, on this podcast already. This podcast is called Whatever Podcast. It's a podcast.
Okay.
You remember it? They always have these controversial women on there.
Okay, yeah. I've seen, yeah. We've done a
You know, the
reaction on one of
OnlyFans
those.
girls, the this,
Right.
the that. Candace Owens went on there, and so obviously I didn't watch it, but apparently she destroyed these ladies, bro.
Let's see.
Candace Owens goes off on 304's. I don't know what that means,
Okay.
304's.
3
You know
or
what
4,
I
so-
realized? The new generation, Eric, has a bunch of lingo that none of us know.
I don't know any. Right? 3 or 4s. What does that mean? 3 or 4s.
What is a 304? 304 is a term used to refer to a promiscuous woman or a sex worker.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Have you heard this word? I still don't know what it means. So, guys, take it lightly. Mansplaining. Have you heard that one?
It says here, mansplaining is defined as the explanation of something by a man, typically to a woman, in a manner regarded as condescending or patronizing.
Patronizing. That means basically, let's say you're talking down to her, you're mansplaining.
Meaning, if you're
But-
talking to her and then you're saying you're like, oh, this girl's dumb.
No, let's say the girl says something to you. Right. If you're giving an explanation and saying, you know,
You're better
condescending
than
stuff.
her or something like this girl's
Or
dumb. She's
condescend-
not getting it. You're not getting it. Let me explain to you, and then
That's meant. However, there's no such word as womansplaining. So if it's
there has to be
other way-
womansplaining. Let me see.
No, there's none. So that means if it's the other way around, you just gotta take it.
There's no womansplaining, Eric. You're right.
Listen,
What's going on?
it's a remember. Was it Ray Charles that said it is a man's world? It's a woman's world now.
It is
You
a damn
best
woman's
believe
world.
it. It's a woman's. That's it.
We're a trending topic, so it's relevant to speak on.
Because it's interesting.
Wait, what?
It's
Yeah.
fascinating. I am
That's what I'm
fascinated by hoes. I'll say it.
Fascinated by
I'm
hoes?
absolutely fascinated by the way the hoe mind works, the way the hoe hive works. I'm fascinated.
Next
I cover it
documentary.
on my show. You
And
are
it is
correct.
trending.
It is
I'm
trending.
saying.
When
Right, yeah.
Emma gets up and does a
Topic to speak
video
about.
and says
She does
something
look
like,
it.
you know, it's chic to be divorced before you're 30. It is absolutely fascinating to see how someone's mind can be so warped.
Wow.
You know, in the same way that I think it's fascinating when anybody does anything crazy or says anything crazy, and I cover it on my podcast. You know, I am not knocking it at all. I just tell people what the facts are. You can choose this lifestyle, and here is where you are 99.9% likely to lead into in your life. Right? You are probably not destined for marriage. You're probably not
Wow.
destined for a stable relationship. Men are going to not want this long term.
Wow.
You can say it 1,000 times. You can have 1,000 cultural examples.
putting facts
and
out.
women's still got to go out there and be hoes, you know, because they're about their money and about a Cardi B song or whatever it is. So yes, I think it is fascinating.
Wow. Eric, so by the way, you heard what she said. She literally told her at the beginning when she said the whole thing. That's her being sarcastic, obviously.
Right. Basically, yes, she's 100% right. Like when you're living that lifestyle, you're basically forfeiting a lot of different things in your life, a lot of good in your life, right? Because again, if you're living that lifestyle of OnlyFans kind of girl, it's gonna be. Because is this girl an OnlyFans girl, by the way, Mark?
I'm pretty sure she is. Every time I see a girl on this podcast, they're from OnlyFans or they do porn or whatever.
Unless as a girl or even as a man, if you meet the opposite sex doing the same exact thing, that's the only way. Because if you're living a whorish life, how is a good person gonna accept that is the question. That's what
Yeah.
she's basically saying. She's fascinated about it because how far can you go with that?
You know, this is what I'm gonna say about this. First of all, you know, these days it's very hard for you to have an opinion without people bashing you.
Right.
So This is how I'm gonna put it. None of these girls are my sister. They're not my
Right.
sisters. They're not my mom. They're not my cousins. So at the end of the day, you do whatever you want. But just know this: everything you do in life, to me, has a consequence. I know a lot of women don't like when men talk about what women should and shouldn't do.
When you're mansplaining.
Right, I get that. So it's not that I'm telling them nobody what to do here, but this is my perspective of it. Like you just said, if I meet a girl and what she does for a living is porn or OnlyFans, which is pretty much porn, is
Right,
it not?
Of course. Yeah. You're not just talking. I mean,
Why would I pick that girl over the girl that's going to school, that hasn't been around, that she comes from a great family and she wants to be a doctor or a lawyer or a, you name the careers that you can have. Why would I pick that girl over that?
Yeah.
And I was going to say, this is not me judging people. This is just common sense. You do whatever you want at the end of the day. It's your life. It's your body. Nobody's stopping you. But everything in life has a consequence. That's pretty much, look, I'm a bodybuilder, right? Eric is a bodybuilder. We've been lifting weights since we were 16, 17 years old. The amount of pain I have in my joints after almost 20 years of working out, I got all kinds of injuries in my lower back. I got all my joints that hurt. I cannot stand up for too long. The outcome of working out, muscular, lean, fit and shit, there wasn't still a negative outcome to it.
right. I don't know how the working out came into.
But you got it, Eric. Meaning,
But that makes
whatever
sense.
you do in life has a consequence.
Yeah, that made sense, Mark. That made a lot of sense. But that's for a different video. But yes, I agree with you 1,000%. That makes sense. I mean, look, the problem of today is that you're not allowed to have an opinion. You're not allowed to say or to judge. And it doesn't mean you're judging and that your judgment is set in stone. It's just your opinion that you're exchanging in a conversation or that you're thinking, and you're allowed to feel a certain way. At the end of the day, if you want to be good, there's good and bad in life. And if you want to be good, you follow.
Fact.
It's a fact. You follow good, right? And if you want to be bad, you follow bad. Is being on OnlyFans and doing all them crazy stuff and being a porn star good? No, it's not. It's not,
Okay,
because it
it's
doesn't
not.
lead. In fact, you know what? There's something they're not saying. Yes, porn. People watch porn. I've watched porn before. I mean, we all sin and look at those stuff. But guess what? A lot of porn stars come out from the porn industry regretting and exposing the industry, how they've been mistreated, they've been abused, they've been physically taken advantage of. And so nonetheless, putting that aside, if you're a great person and you're looking for greatness, it's tough for you to look at somebody that is sharing their body with the rest of the world, or somebody that's been promiscuous and all of that kind of stuff. Because you meet a girl that said, oh, I slept with 30 people. Maybe it's not 30, maybe it's 70. We don't even know. Or she doesn't even know. Who keeps count, right? And somebody like that, it does not necessarily mean that the act of them doing it is bad. It's what it represents. Because how at the end of the day are you gonna feel for me when you've been with so many different people? Like, how am I gonna feel special when you've been with so many people? And it's vice versa. It's both sexes, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want people to think, oh,
I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I've never watched porn. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I've never slept around. When you're young, you do stupid shit. When I was a party guy, all I wanted to do is drink, party, and chase women. I never wanted a relationship. Every time I would meet a good girl, I didn't want a relationship. I would tell her, no, I'm looking for fun. I'll be the first one to tell you guys that got me nowhere. All that did is desensitize the hell out of me. At some point, it didn't mean anything to me anymore. So when I would meet a girl that I have a relationship with, first of all, I was with the damn girl thinking that, what I saw in porn is what they're actually looking for, which they're not.
right,
No girl wants you to get on top for 45 minutes. Nobody.
right.
Am I right, Eric?
100%. I mean,
First,
look, so there's some girls that want to be treated that way. There's some girls that want you to flip them upside
Ain't no
down.
girl out
throw them
there, Eric,
across
that
the
wants
room.
to be... Nobody wants to get routed for an hour, Eric.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Nobody.
This one right there for sure.
There's a story in the Bible. Basically, she was promiscuous, and I think the town wanted to stone her.
Right.
Jesus came, said, the person without sin shall cast the first stone. So whoever is here has a sin. Whoever is here without sin throws the first stone. Everybody puts the stones down. And Jesus was writing on the floor everybody's sin. When everybody realized, man, we're all sinners, they left, and Jesus wiped the sin. That was the end of that story. That tells you that you don't judge nobody. At the end of the day, only God judges. We're all humans. We're all sinners. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, share, thumbs up, leave us some comments, and we'll see you next time.